Jennifer with you from Wonderfil, and today we're going to be making a bucket hat. Yay! So I've made one and we're going to make another one together, and I did make this one a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully I remember exactly how it all goes together. But we're going to make one of these really cute little bucket hats. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm like, oh, yay! Now, I don't tend to find hats that fit me, and the fact that this one does is kind of cool. So that gives you a little bit of an indication then as to the size of the passion that we have. So we do have a free passion for you. I'll put it somewhere in the link there. Free passion. So if you need to make it bigger, of course, just enlarge the passion on your photocopier or reduce it down. There is an option to have a wider brim as well. I have done just the narrow brim on this hat. So let's get started and have some fun making a bucket hat. I have chosen to do two pieces of fabric together, or two different fabrics, so we can kind of make it reversible, which is going to be a bit of fun. So hopefully I've got everything cut out correctly. I have already cut it out for the sake of time. So I've got my crown pieces. I have my, what do we call them? The side pieces, the band pieces already cut out. And then I have also got my brim pieces cut out. Sorry, I've still got them with the right sides together. So I've got everything cut out. When you cut them out, one of the things that I learnt many years ago in my former life, in way back when, in starting out in my working career, I did work in a manufacturing company, and I worked in the office, but I got to hang out with the machinists, and they gave me lots of hints and tricks and things. One of the ones was, because we don't have any notches on these things, was to pop a little nick in. So you do in the center a little nick there, and we also want one on the other side. So I would pop little nicks in everything, and that saves you having to find the center later. Do that. And the first thing that we need to do is to stitch two sides of our band together, and go from there. Oh, it would help if I put some thread on my machine, wouldn't it? So where are we? I have chosen confetti, because I'm using 100% cotton fabric, so I'm going to use 100% cotton thread as well. I kind of thought either of these is going to work in with these fabrics. I think I might just go for the light coloured one, because I actually want to do a variegated thread when I do the brim. So this is our little mini spools of confetti. These they're just 200 metre spools. So if you've not tried out our confetti before, this is a really affordable way of getting a spool of thread to try it out. They retail for around, I think, $4.30 off the top of my head. So, oh, it doesn't help to pop the bobbin back on. I will just quickly wind a bobbin. Oh no, I won't. I've got deco bob in the bottom there already, so I'm going to stay with the deco bob. And get started. Okay, so we are just going to be doing obviously a straight stitch and just a 1/4 inch seam. We're not doing a huge seam here. You do want to do a little bit of back stitching though. so bands together. Now my challenge is to see if I can get this done in half an hour. Let's see how we go. So this hat is actually going to end up being almost reversible. Well, it will be reversible. But I've chosen to have a bit of a play with colour blocking, which you can do. So hence I have 2 different prints that I'm sewing together now. For the crown, I think I have already popped some little, have I done some nicks in here? Maybe I have not. Okay, so we need to have, we want to mark the 4 corners. So I would fold them that way. And then, yes, with the scissors, just do a little nick in. And a little nick in. And done. And now we need to marry up our nicks. And center. Now, I have it pressed here. So we'll just do a little finger press there and find our first nick. So we are using the narrow side. My pins. I do find it is important to pin this. So I've got, the narrow brim. So that the narrow top part I am stitching onto or pinning onto the crown part. So just find those little nicks. Pop a pin in all 4 of those first. Again, do a little finger press open. And again. That in there. So I always find it's easier to have the on the top the part that needs to be eased. Okay. So we are going to stitch that on, and that's where I find if you fold that in like that, then we're actually just easing around the corners, and I find that's easier to do if you've got that gathering on the top rather than trying to do it that way. I think that's much harder. The fabric that you want to gather, have that on the top, and then you can gather it around that way. So let's get started. And you essentially just need to do the 2 of these, and then we put them together. So these, I think, could be made for the whole family. Little cotton bucket hats that could be thrown in the washing machine, along with all your other washing. Easing around. Okay. So I might stop the video and do the next one and then come back so I can show you the next bit. Almost there. Okay. So that's doing the crown, the first part. I'm going to stop the video now and do the other one because we need to have the lining at the same time, and I don't want to bore you with seeing me do 2 crowns, but I'll come back in just a moment and show you the next step. Okay, so I'm back. So I have stitched one of the brims on here, and I'll show you how we go about doing that, and then we will get to putting it to our assembly. So same process as before. We've stitched together the sides and I have now got it pinned on, and we will just quickly stitch this one on, and exactly the same as before, fold it all in so that we've got the curved on the top, or the part where we'll be gathering, or easing it in. So let's quickly do this one. Hopefully I can get this whizzed around quickly. And I have alternated my fabrics, so getting that colour blocked effect. So this could be a fun way of using up lots of scraps of fabrics. I forget if I said at the start I used 2 fat quarters with a little bit left over, but the 2 fat quarters was very successful. Okay, so that is then our brim stitched on. It's looking good. So now we're going to stitch around the brims together, and we will leave a little hole. Now you could have left a hole in the body of itself, but I found that by leaving just a little hole, an opening rather, in the brim worked equally as well, because we're stitching around on the brim anyway, and I just find that with top stitching on the outside, then we can just stitch the opening together that way. So just quickly pin. Get our seams matched up. I have just finger pressed the seams open. Just a few more pins. Okay, and I might leave that as an opening there. So I'll just get started. So same seam allowance, 1/4 inch again. Or 10 mil rather, sorry. is all we need to do there, and then we pull it in, turn it around, get your hand inside, a little pokey poke, and then just determining which is going to be your inside or your outside. So I've got my opening here, and I'm just going to pin that together, and that's where I will start with stitching the brim. So just holding those two together, close, and we are just going to really stitch right on the edge here, and that will close this opening. You could of course hand stitch it together. I guess I won't say lazy, I'm being economical with my time. So we will stitch that together all the way around, and then we will do some stitching in the brim. Do you need to kind of just finger press it a little bit there? For the sake of time, I won't iron it, but I think if I was doing this not being recorded, I may have pressed this with an iron first. Right. So again, sake of time, I'm trying to do this quickly. Nearly there. I think it is important to make sure that we've got it all sitting nicely, because that will have a bit of a bearing as to how when we're stitching the rest of the brim. Okay, so that will be, we stitch the brim, and then we will do some more stitching in the base of the brim. So let's quickly do this one. I'm going to swap my thread over to be this variegated 2D though, because I think that's going to look kind of sweet, look pretty. Get some variegations through on the thread. Still leaving the deco bob in the bobbin. So one side will have pretty variegated thread, the other side, yeah, you won't see it so much at all, but anyway. And now I have lost my opening. Not to worry. So stitching around right on the edge. Doing the brim, just go over the top a few stitches rather than back stitching. And then what we need to do is work our way around from here all the way up to the base of the band, and we're going to do that. We're going to continue around. I'm just doing a foot width apart, and I'm going to keep doing some stitching all the way. And this will give some extra stability to our brim. Same thing, just a few stitches over the top. Put that one off and keep working our way around. And we do just want to keep pulling that going around. I am loving the effect this 2D thread is having. I'll show you when we get to the end, but it's looking very pretty. Just a couple more rounds to go, I think, and then we'll get to the all-important base of our band. Just making sure we've got it. Maybe 2 more rounds, sorry. Let's get this done. Okay. I can't wait to show you the effect, because I think the thread is looking really pretty. Maybe I should have done a slightly bigger stitch so we could have gone faster, but still. We're looking good. Nearly there. This might be the all-important. So we're at the base and we want to stitch right up close to that base there so that we're keeping the band, the fabric back onto itself. So I'm going to just stitch closely there. I may still have enough. Yes, I'll need to do one more row in between, but for the sake of time, let's get this done. So we really are just pulling the band away from the brim, from the lining, and also at the top part of our hat as well. feel it, you have got 4 layers of fabric on the left side of yourself, and then just the 2 of the brim on the right side. That's from when you're stitching it. So, and I'm impressed with myself because I did get my lefts and rights correct just then. Put it away. So I think this could be a whole lot of fun for the whole family. Maybe not quite done in half an hour, but I think you could have a hat whipped up in an hour. As anything, the more you do, the faster you get. So there we are. Let me just pop the camera back up so we can have a look and move that over there. Okay, so here we are, one hat. Doesn't that look gorgeous? So I think I'm really happy with that. I think that looks very, very sweet. So one reversible hat either side, and you can see some gorgeous, oh, can you see? You can see some of the variegated thread there. I think that looks really pretty, but here we go. The big test. Yay! It fits. Like, hello. I do like having this, I'll take my glasses off. I like having this reversible side of things, but there we are, one bucket hat. I forgot to mention the pattern does actually come with some ties, so that if you wanted to do a tie, you could, for a child size, you could do a tie under your chin, but this actually fits me quite well. I would say that I have a smallish head, so maybe this is a slightly older child perhaps, but I'm liking it. I'm liking looking at myself here in the mirror. So here we are, there we are, one bucket hat made. Don't forget to if you've made one, send us a picture. Follow us on Wonderfil Australia, our Facebook page, and Wonderfil Australia, our Instagram page. And if you make one, let me know how you get on, because I think this is really looking kind of cute. Very happy with that one. So happy sewing. Don't forget, if you've got any questions at all, to please let me know. And the 2 threads that I did use were our cotton threads. So I used confetti with our deco bobbins, pre-wound bobbins in the bobbin first, and then I've used tutti, and this is a really, really, really pretty tutti one. This is Tutti 05, which is very pretty, variegated one. So that's what I've used, deco bob in the bobbin. And yeah, if you've got any questions, please pop them in there. And like I said, we'd love to see your creations too. So thank you for your time, and look forward to catching up with you again soon. Thanks. Bye for now.